Hi everyone. I read last night that David Johansen, otherwise known as Buster Poindexter from the New York Dolls, has stage 4 cancer, and he's unresponsive at the moment and pretty much out on his way out of this world. A lot of you don't realize how influential David Johansen and the New York Dolls were. Without him, Syl Savan, Jerry Nolan, Johnny Thunders, and Arthur Killer Kane, and Billy Mercer before that. Most of them dead now. If it wasn't for them, there would be no glam metal movement of Los Angeles, definitely fashion-wise or sound-wise. They predated punk. There wouldn't have been a lot of the punk bands there were if it wasn't for David Johansen and Thunders and the rest of the Dolls. They were ahead of their time, to say the least, and they were intense as it got as far as live performances and studio work. No one on earth sounds like the Dolls. And Johnny Thunders and David Johansen had a real chemistry on stage too. They were very much the Mick Jagger, Keith Richards of the punk movement. There's no doubt about it. The Dolls were plagued with bad luck and seemed to be cursed from day one. Billy Mercer, the original drummer, died right after recording their first demo from an alcohol and pill overdose. Jerry Nolan died of an overdose. Arthur Killer Kane died after performing with the remaining members of the Dolls. For the first time in 20 years, he collapsed off stage and died. Johnny Thunders died in a hotel room. Syl, I'm not sure if he's still alive or not. I should have looked that up, but if he's passed, then David's the last one. I first heard them when I was 15 or 16, and I was hooked right away. And if I wouldn't have heard them first, I probably wouldn't have been as into punk as I was, honestly. And I know a lot of hardcore punk fans are like, "Oh, the Dolls aren't punk." Well, if the Dolls aren't punk, then they weren't glam metal at all either, and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, which that may be true too, but I doubt it. But anyway, it's a really sad day. They should be in the Hall of Fame too, but I don't put much credence in the Hall of Fame. I think it's really stupid to give awards out for what basically popularity. It has nothing to do with accomplishments or anything, or there'd be 10 million more people in there that aren't. So I don't concern myself with it, but they could be taken a lot more serious if the Dolls were in there, considering half the damn bands on there wouldn't be in there if it wasn't for the Dolls' influence. Morrissey once said of the Dolls that everybody that saw them live formed a band afterwards. I believe he said the same thing about Velvet Underground, but in the Dolls' case, it really was true. There's footage of Ace Frehley of Kiss in spaceman makeup before Kiss in the audience of a New York Dolls show. If it wasn't for the New York Dolls, Kiss would not have pulled off or even had the idea for the theatrical stage presence they had, nor the sound they had, because if you listen to the first few Kiss albums, if you can't hear the Dolls' influence, then you're not listening like I'm listening. Johnny Thunders and a lot of the other Dolls had careers that influenced punk and post-punk as well. I'll do another video on the Dolls themselves and on Johnny Thunders, Arthur Killer Kane, Jerry Nolan, all of their separate histories and, the New York Dolls family tree, so to speak. But I just basically wanted to make this video and acknowledge David Johansen. If you've never heard of the Dolls, I suggest you go back and check out their records. There's only 2 official studio albums. And check out David Johansen's stuff as Buster Poindexter too. It's entertaining, at least. Anyway, David Johansen, thank you for the intensity, for the words, for the smiles, for the youthful rebellion, for all of it. I wouldn't be standing here today as obsessed with music as I am if it wasn't for David Johansen and Johnny Thunders and the rest of the Dolls. musically, yeah, I wouldn't be the same at all if it wasn't for Johnny Thunders and David Johansen and the Doles. No way. But anyway, have a great day, everyone. You know, keep him in your thoughts and prayers, and put on some Doles today. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. I'll talk to you soon.